Boogie2988, you are being confronted tonight.
Go
I
ahead.
am 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
Okay, let's hear that.
Let's hear that.
That right there is not how a person would react if they actually had cancer and somebody confronted them about faking it. Boogie2988 lies about having cancer for 2 years. Yes, you heard that right. The man lied about having cancer for 2 years. So I know my audience is probably not familiar with Boogie2988. He's an old school YouTuber. He's been on the platform for like over a decade at this point. He used to, like, I believe he still has like 4 million followers or 4 million subscribers, but he gets like barely any views on his videos. So like I don't know, he's kind of past his prime. But yeah, he came out 2 years ago on YouTube to proclaim that he has cancer, and we're gonna start this story at the beginning, at the cancer reveal. So let's go ahead and cue the clip.
I often say, though, every day that I wake up is a good day. It's the one day that I don't wake up that sucks. So I've been debating for a while to talk to you guys about this.
All right, so just for context, Boogie uploaded this video like around 2 years ago, and he's about to admit or reveal that he has cancer. So let's go ahead and let him talk.
But I hope it brings you guys a little bit of clarity about some of the videos I've made in the last month or so. Because, well, you remember about 3 weeks back I said that I likely could potentially have a form of cancer. Turns out I got a rare blood cancer called polycythemia vera, which basically makes your body produce too many red blood cells. And when I started taking that testosterone supplement 7 or 8 years ago, however long it's been, we knew that this was a possibility. You never think you're going to be the guy who gets that side effect, though, right? You never think it's going to be you. But sometimes it is. It has to be somebody. But the good news is, I mean, this is a disease that takes a really long time to get you. Statistically speaking, I'll die of a blood clot or a heart attack or a stroke due to one of those blood clots.
All right, so just keep in mind, he's saying that this type of cancer doesn't like kill you overnight. It's over, it says here, about 20 years. Boogie's like in his late 50s. So this, and he has like so many other issues, so many other health issues, that this cancer is not going to kill him. Like, this cancer isn't even like with how old he is, just don't even worry about it at this point. Like, this guy has been talking about self-deleting himself for like years now. So like it's crazy that now that he gets diagnosed with cancer, he's like, oh my God, I'm afraid I'm gonna die. Like, you've been literally, I don't know, on the internet, like telling people you were gonna self-delete yourself for years. So like, after almost 10 years of hearing that, I personally don't care. Like, Boogie is a terrible, terrible person. Like, he's probably one of the, not the absolute worst person on YouTube, but he's up there. He's up there.
And most people, after getting diagnosed, live another 20 years. So if you're going to get a cancer, this is the one to get. You know me and my dark sense of humor. When my doctor told me all of this, I said, if I die of cancer, doc, instead of my morbid obesity, which I've been working so hard on for the last 30 years, I'm going to be pissed. And well, the good news is, it might just give me a stroke or heart attack, which is how I was going out anyway. The scary thing about it is that it eventually can lead to some health conditions, some of which I already have. Arthritis, stomach ulcers, leukemia. I could definitely develop into leukemia, but the good news is that's pretty rare, so I don't think that's going to happen. And there's tons of different ways to treat it. I mean, they can draw.
All right, I'm kind of just letting Boogie talk about this.
All your blood, like when they donate blood or taking a daily.
Let's move on from that.
On a colonoscopy.
All right, I do see there's some people in the chat, so let's pull up the chat real quick. All right, SG Sports Talk channel. Hi, Cuddy Bino. Boogie2988 was featured on the YouTube channel Kid Behind the Camera, and he has made so many videos on YouTube. What's going on, SG? Glad to see somebody in the chat. And thanks for the update. All right, we're gonna go back to this video.
Start taking aspirin, so that's pretty cool.
All right, so just for context, Boogie admits 2 years ago that he has cancer, but it's not a big deal. It's, you know, it's something that would kill him in 20 years. But like I said, he's already almost 60 years old, and truth be told, he's probably not going to live another 10 years. So it's not a concern. Like, his main concern should be getting healthy. So this video we're about to watch was released a few weeks ago. This is him trying to scam his fan base. He's releasing a crypto coin. I don't know why he's releasing a crypto coin in 2024. Like, talk about being way behind in the times. Like, crypto has already come and gone. We're dealing with AI now, Boogie. AI is the new like popular thing. Crypto is like so 2021. But he decides to release, he decides to make this commercial for a crypto coin. And like right next to him, you can see his girlfriend in her underwear, which is kind of creepy because she's like 18 or 19 years old and Boogie is almost 60. And he's been dating this girl for years. So like, I think they met when she was underage. I don't know, but it's all creepy. I don't want to talk about that. But here he is releasing a crypto coin for his fan base. Let's go ahead and watch the commercial.
Listen up, all you top G's. There's some misinformation being spread around right now by certain influencers. But I'm here to tell you the truth and the hacks to help you break free from the matrix so you can be a brokey like me. Now listen, you may know there's certain
So obviously this is like a spoof of Andrew Tate. And once again, Andrew Tate is another person that like, he was super popular in 2021 and now like nobody really cares about him. So like Boogie is really showing his age. Like, what's he gonna do? Take out a Game Boy Advance from his pocket? Like, he's so behind in the times.
that are being pushed on you to keep you in the rat race and enslaved to certain disciplines. But I'm here to dispel those myths for you. Number one, everyone thinks you have to have a perfect body, fit to stave off any attack. That's lies. This body wasn't by accident. If you don't have anything to steal and you don't look like a threat, then no one's going to attack you anyway. You see this body? This is what peak performance looks like.
Oh, hell
it wasn't
no.
an accident. Do you have any idea how much discipline it took to create this body? Do you have any idea how many carbs you have to ingest to maintain this kind of mass? Now, fatty is a community.
Now, I will admit, it is like the only thing I find a little funny about this video is the fact that instead of a cigar, it looks like he's either holding a hot dog or a Slim Jim. I can't tell.
For like-minded individuals that have broken free from the matrix. True happiness comes from a goldfish, from the same woman a couple of nights a month, and the occasional meme coin. Fatty for life.
All right, so there you have it. He's promoting this fatty coin. Now, he's gonna go on to say that this video was a big joke or whatever, but here's the thing. If it's a joke, why would you actually release a coin? Like, he actually released the coin, so it's no longer a joke if people are trading this coin. Let's go ahead and check out the chat real quick before I forget. SG Sports Talk. I'm a big fan of your channel. Stephen Jason Williams, also known as Boogie2988 or Boogie, is an American YouTuber who creates video rants about video games and nerd culture. He is known for his character Francis. Thanks for that, SG. Yeah, I like, believe it or not, like a long time ago, I used to kind of watch Boogie. Like, I think the first Boogie video I ever saw was like him unboxing the Nintendo Switch. Just because I was like, I'm a big Nintendo fan. So like, I was like watching like all the YouTubers unbox those things. So that was the first time I ever saw Boogie. And like, at the time, like, you know, like I thought he like was, you know, just a gamer guy just trying to make it on YouTube. Like, you know, no big deal. But I did not realize how many skeleton this guy has in his closet. Like, it's just, I'm a big fan of the YouTuber Boogie2988. Not me, SG, not me. This guy faked having cancer for 2 years. This is one of the worst people on YouTube. This is a terrible human being. Like this guy is just terrible. Like I don't know what else to say. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back to the video. So as you guys can see, Boogie, he put out this commercial for this coin. The coin releases, and Coffeezilla, who's another YouTuber who's known for he's like known for busting crypto scams. Like that's his thing. Like that's what he became famous for, was crypto scams. Like he was on Logan Paul about the crypto zoo that he released. Like so Boogie decided to contact this guy. And something tells me the reason Boogie contacted him first was because Boogie knew that this guy was on his tail. So Coffeezilla releases his video interviewing Boogie. So let's go ahead and watch a little bit of it.
Today I confronted Boogie2988 on a crypto pump and dump he did, where he got paid $10,000 to promote a coin. And he said that he thought that just because he said, hey, don't buy this unless you're rich, that nobody was going to put their money in. A few hours later, $3 million worth of trading volume had been done. And I tried to tell him and explain to him that that's how these deals work. Insiders pay you, the celebrity, to go ahead and promote something. They paid him $10,000, and then people end up buying the coin. It doesn't matter what you say. The whole point is they're renting your likeness, renting your image in order to do that. He then told me, well, you know, basically he's paying for cancer, so he can't pay that money back. It's all spent, money spent, money.
So here we go. He's already like using the cancer defense. And like I said in the very first clip we showed, Boogie admits that this cancer isn't a big deal. Which, by the way, he's faking it, but he admits the cancer isn't a big deal. So now all of a sudden he's desperate for money to pay for his cancer treatment. Keep that in mind.
He's gone. And I tried to get to the bottom of why he did it, why I think that he didn't actually care whether it was a scam or not, because he actually came to me ahead of time. It was a really weird story where he came to my DMs before he fully launched the coin. He had just done an announcement tweet saying, hey, you know, at pump.fun, which is the platform he was launching on. And then he said to me, hey, I got a question for you, something like that. And I said, I looked at his Twitter profile and I said, don't do what I think you're about to do. And he said, oh, it's too late. Like, I already spent the money, hospital bills and stuff. So I thought it was really weird. Like, why would you come to the guy who busts scams if you thought it was all on the up and up? Because that's what he tries to say is, no, if I had only known, if I'd only seen ahead of time what this was, I wouldn't have done it. Very strange story, though. I want you to hear from Boogie2988 himself, though, about this. Decide what you think. In general, I think it's fine to say people should not be investing in memes. I just think it's also obvious that marketers wouldn't pay people if people didn't fall for this stuff.
Yeah, he's pulling the old do you guys remember that episode of South Park where Cartman buys an amusement park, and then he like releases commercials like, don't come to my amusement park, nobody's allowed to come to my amusement park? And he actually means that he doesn't want people to come because he wants to enjoy the park for himself. But the fact that he was telling people, it's like reverse psychology. The fact that he was telling people to not come made people want to come. So like Boogie knows what he's doing. He knew, like, he's going to try to use the defense of, oh, well, I told people not to buy the coins. It's not my fault they bought the coin. Like, knowing full well that like his fan base was going to like fall for this.
Ultimately, they are scamming your fans. They get in on the coin early. They sell as your fans pile in. I hope we can continue to expose celebrities who do this, such as Boogie. Desperate or not, it's not okay. There are other ways to make money. And yeah, here's the call we had. Boogie, it looks like you launched a crypto token that is a scam, a pump and dump. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I don't think it's a pump and dump. It is a meme coin.
It's literally from a thing called pump.fun. What are you talking about?
I never knew who pump.fun was until today.
Well, that's what you tweeted. That's what you tweeted. You said, oh, we're going to break.
Boogie gets on my nerves. Look what he said. Oh, like he's like, I didn't know it was a pump and dump, but he tweeted a link to pump.fun.com or something. And like, he's going to say, oh, well, I didn't know what it was until today. Like, that's a defense. Boogie, why would you endorse something that you just learned about today? That has to be the stupidest thing you've ever said. And no, it's not the stupidest thing he's ever said. Like, everything he says is the stupidest thing he ever says. He's constantly, like, out-stupiding himself. So, like, I'm going to say that a few times, like, oh, that's the stupidest thing he's ever said. But no, it's actually not. Like, Boogie's in a contest with himself, and he's always winning or losing, whatever the bad one is.
I learned about it today, so I also tweeted about it today. Try to find a time I tweeted about it before today. You won't, because I just found out that I didn't know who this company is or these people I'm working with, other than they referred to me by Afro Man's manager.
Right, but you said before you posted the pump and dump, you said we're going to crush the internet, pump.fun. You didn't realize at that point you're doing a pump and dump, that you're getting paid by insiders to do this?
Well, not really, because again, if you watch the video that I launched this with, the entire video, the entire bit, the entire joke is I lost all of my money in crypto.
No, but now the coin is...
All right, I see there's some new chatters. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. All right, SG. I'm a big fan of the YouTuber Boogie2988. He is the greatest person around. I'm one of those sick, twisted individuals who like the YouTuber Boogie2988. Well, SG, I mean, it's one thing, like, do you watch him because you like him, or do you watch him, like, as, like, a train wreck type of situation? Because there's people I watch that I absolutely hate, but only because I can't look away from the train wreck, you know? But anyways, let's get back to the video.
Your coin that you told no one to buy is being bought, unsurprisingly. And now it is worth something. Are you then going to sell that too? If you get a hold of it, are you going to sell it?
No, I will not sell. I won't be able to get a hold of it. I don't have a wallet anymore.
Well, they can just sell it for you. They can just make money for you. Are you going to take it?
If I'm being genuine with you, and I do want to be genuine with you and the rest of the internet, I'm in pretty dire need of money. I have a lot of medical bills, and I'm fighting cancer, and I'd very much like not to...
So notice there he said he's fighting cancer. Like, he's he's using the cancer as a defense on why he pulled this crypto scam on his fans. And the crazy part is he's faking the cancer. So, like, it's just crazy. He's just a greedy man, a really greedy man.
Not to, with my healthcare too much, but that's something I would genuinely have to consider.
Okay. Thanks, Boogie.
Like, I'm sure he has actual medical bills. Like, I'm sure he has a lot of health issues, but he's trying to gain sympathy by like highlighting the cancer portion. Like, oh, I have cancer, I got cancer to deal with. Cancer. Like,
I appreciate it. I hope you get
really
better.
appreciate you, man.
I hope you get better with your sickness. And
Yeah, it's cancer, man. People don't generally get better. But I appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, right there. Oh, it's cancer, man. People don't get better. Boogie, lots of people recover from cancer. Like, there's chemotherapy. There's like other, like, I know, like, it's not a guaranteed thing, but like the fact that Boogie's just like, oh, well, it's cancer, nobody gets better. Like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, a lot of people die from cancer, but a lot of people, also manage it and get it under control. And some people even get rid of it. So I don't know what Boogie's talking about.
all right.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
You guys are only here.
All right. So after that clip, Boogie and his crew run a podcast called Local Live. So that's Boogie at the top left. That's Keemstar, the guy that kind of organizes and runs the podcast. I don't know who the third guy is, but the fourth guy is Wings of Redemption.
Here for 2 days. It's impossible to get the content done. So
I came for the party.
So I'm like, okay, well then let's just celebrate the
Yeah.
successful show that we have, Local Live. It's been a successful show. And then as you're on the way here, I get a call from Coffeezilla where
Yeah.
you told him you don't get paid for this show.
No,
And
I told him that no, here's what I told him, Keem, and you know this. I told him I had not. I literally showed him in that phone call the receipt where you paid me on the 31st of the previous month. So there's a 0% chance that that's what he said to you. And if he is, he's a goddamn snake lying to your face.
Okay, so now
I
you're going to
literally
call.
showed. Yeah,
Okay, first of all, time out. One minute. Just stop for a second. First of all,
Now, later.
All right, so you heard it from himself. Boogie, Keemstar is claiming that Coffeezilla called him and told him that, Boogie told Coffeezilla that he wasn't going to get paid this month. And Boogie said, no, that's a lie. Coffeezilla is a snake. So Coffeezilla here actually posted the call on his YouTube channel with Boogie claiming that he wasn't going to get paid this month. So, Boogie is just, like I said, a terrible person. He throws anyone under the bus. Later on in the call, when he's gonna throw his doctor under the bus, saying oh, if my doctor did lie to me about having cancer, then it was probably for clout or something. There's nobody sacred to Boogie. Boogie will throw anyone under the bus, and he will just straight up lie, and he'll lie when there's proof out there. He knows Coffeezilla was recording him, and he's just no, that never happened. So let's hear what Coffeezilla has to say.
Later, I asked his co-host Keemstar about this, and he seemed surprised. He said the show definitely pays for Boogie's mortgage, so I was confused. Later, Boogie was confronted on this by his co-hosts, and Boogie suggested maybe I edited the clip out of context.
you told him that you weren't getting paid from this show. He played the recording because he recorded you.
Then why? Then I understand that. Do you think people can edit things to be a little bit out of context?
Well, if he wants to play that game, here's the clip where Boogie directly says it. He says he's not getting paid. Boogie, you could have gotten through this month without the crypto scam, is what I'm saying.
And I could have not paid my friend back for covering my medical bills.
No. You.
And I couldn't. No, listen.
Well, I've seen your bank statement, so I know.
Because you're ignoring
I know
the
it's
fact
going to
that
happen.
I need to pay mortgage.
Yes, your
on
mortgage,
Monday.
right? Which should have come from the podcast.
There's no more money coming in between now and then.
Which
You
should have come,
understand that?
but it should have come from the podcast. It's not.
Right, because I'm not getting paid this month because I have to travel to do an on-location shoot.
This guy is so manipulative.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do? You're not.
All right, so yeah, Keemstar understandably is heated the fact that Boogie would lie and tell people that he's not getting paid to be on this podcast, especially the fact that Keemstar is paying them like $2,000 a month to be on this podcast. So Keemstar decides to get the YouTuber Destiny. He's like a political commentator. He gets the YouTuber Destiny to confront Boogie about faking cancer, and Boogie is not prepared for what's about to happen.
Gonna like this.
Yeah, you're bringing coffee in.
You're not gonna like this. I'm bringing a friend in.
Of course you are.
I'm bringing a buddy onto the show. You are not gonna this.
Yeah, I didn't think I would. Still showed up anyway.
You're a trooper, Boogie.
You are not gonna like this one bit.
Didn't think
Ladies and gentlemen, a popular streamer by the name of Destiny.
Turn it on.
I mean, some of you.
Don't be so friendly.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, we're on.
Not X.
We don't need him. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, and it's gonna be like, please said it.
All right. Are we good to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
You're good.
Okay. Boogie2988, you are being confronted tonight.
Go
I
ahead.
am 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
Okay, let's hear that.
Let's hear that.
That right there is not how a person would react if they actually had cancer and somebody confronted them about faking it. Like, the other thing is, having cancer would be the easiest thing to prove. Like, show a doctor's note, like anything. Like, it's so easy. Like, the thing is, like, you wouldn't, a normal person wouldn't fake having cancer. So it's not like I don't know. Like I said, Boogie just makes me angry. He makes me angry.
Did the doctor ever tell you, or did he ever say the word cancer?
He said polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer, as he explained it to me. And no, it is not secondary polycythemia, which is Nicholas Diorio's explanation for this.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia.
Well, then
Can you
why
explain?
would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone?
Like, notice Boogie doesn't answer direct questions. Like, Destiny asked him, did your doctor use the word cancer? That's a yes or a no question. And Boogie, because Boogie's a liar, he's a liar, but he also likes to, like, he's one of those people that deals in, like, I don't know the word for it, but you know, people that, like, will lie by telling the truth. Like, it's like lying by omission. So he didn't directly answer Destiny's question. So, like, later on, if he's questioned, oh, why didn't you, like, when Destiny asked you if the doctor mentioned the word cancer, why didn't you say yes or no? He can go, oh, well, I didn't claim that the doctor said I had cancer, did I? Like, it's just, I really hate liars like this.
Markers in my blood that tells me I have polycythemia vera. Why does he order a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it?
Well, if he ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it, it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and a confirmation.
Because the markers are in my blood. The hormone markers are in my blood, Destiny.
Correct. But you said that you'd received the diagnosis, but now you just told me you got a bone marrow biopsy.
It's a diagnosis, and now we're confirming. It's called a confirmation.
All right, Boogie, you wouldn't reveal to the world that you have cancer if it hasn't even been confirmed yet. Like, what happened was the doctor said, hey, you might have this form of cancer. Let's go ahead and run some tests to see if you actually have it. And before Boogie even ran those tests, he's telling the internet that he has it. That's what it sounds like happened.
The hormone markers are already...
Or it's also possible that Boogie just faked this whole thing. Like, none of this is true. That's also possible
in my blood.
Yep.
And
so I think
we are confirming it with the biopsy because I'm wanting to do that because I'm praying to God I don't have cancer.
He doesn't.
And right there, I'm praying to God I don't have cancer. Boogie, you've told the internet you've had cancer for 2 years, and you use it as an excuse for every time you're caught doing something wrong. Oh, you can't be mad at me. I have cancer. Like, go easy on me. Oh, I scammed my fans. Well, I really needed the money for cancer. And now, like, you're caught in a lie, and you're trying to. It's like watching it's like watching just somebody struggle with their story. Like, this man contradicts his own story every sentence.
I'm praying to God, I'm taking the 1 in a million chance that they're wrong, and there's another reason that I have the hormone.
Like, how can you pray to God you don't have cancer while having cancer? Like, either you already have it or you don't.
Hormone imbalances in my blood.
Yeah, why are you praying to God 2 years after you said that you have cancer, that you don't have cancer?
Because 2 years ago, they told me I have polycythemia vera based on the fact that I had increased red blood cell counts, increased hemoglobin, and the hormone markers in my blood. And it all spelled pretty definitively that I have this. And so he wanted to get a bone marrow biopsy, but it is intrusive and expensive, so they decided to forego it. I would like to still get it done because I am hopeful, I am praying that there's a merciful God of the world.
Okay, I don't understand why Boogie is praying and hoping he doesn't have cancer when he admits in the very first video that this isn't like a deadly version of cancer. Like, so if it's not going to kill you for 20 years, why are you so, like, defensive about this? Like, obviously it's because he's lying. He's caught in the lie, and he's just trying to say anything to get out of it.
That would be willing to let this be wrong, even though it most certainly is not.
So why are you talking about expensive cancer treatments if they don't even know if you have cancer? That nothing has been.
They're treating it.
How are they treating it if they haven't confirmed you have it? Like, Boogie, you make no sense.
They've been treating it for 2 years.
How are they treating it, Boogie?
Blood test, blood thinners, bloodletting, medications. They're trying to get my weight down. I'm seeing the doctor every 3 fucking months. I'm doing blood tests every month.
And this is another thing Boogie does, is he uses the truth to, like, prove that he's not lying. So, like, he may be getting blood tests every month. He may be getting all those medical tests he talked about. That doesn't mean he has cancer. They might be running those tests for another issue. Like I said, this man was like 500 pounds at one point, and like he went through like weight loss surgery and the whole 9 yards. So, like, this is not a healthy man by any means. So, like, none of that proves you have cancer, Boogie. It just proves you're very unhealthy.
We're
So they don't know if
what
you
do
have
you wanna
cancer or
know?
not. So like, can I understand
You
this?
wanna hold my hand?
Can I, yeah,
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Boogie, you want to keep saying you're the patient. You know what your body has.
Yes.
When I go to the doctor, they give me this, which is like
Yep.
papers that will tell me.
And I was going to say, Boogie can end this whole
exactly
thing.
the
Tell me a
diagnosis.
single document with polycythemia vera on it.
All right, and this is going to this is the first domino that's just gonna ruin Boogie's life, because they're gonna ask for like a very reasonable request. They're gonna ask to show proof that he has cancer. Now, normally, I'll admit that it would be a breach of privacy for someone to show their medical records online, but in this specific situation where Boogie has been using the cancer as a way to like get money out of his audience, I think it's actually very reasonable that he proved to that audience that's now questioning him on whether or not he actually has the cancer. I think it's very reasonable to prove to that audience that he does have cancer. Like, I don't like, if you're gonna use it to gain sympathy, to make money, the very least you can do is prove it. Like he'll even later go on to state that, oh, like if you want to make a Kickstarter or something, you need to prove you have it. Yeah, Boogie, you need to prove that you have cancer if you're gonna request money from your fans to treat it. Like, obviously.
You don't have one. I don't think the doctor ever diagnosed you with it. And
can I ask you something, Destiny? Is it possible that when the doctor was seeing him, they were asking you could have polycythemia, if I'm saying it correctly, or polycythemia vera, but you don't have the cancer version, you have this version. Is that possible? I'm asking him. Is it? It could be like a loss of translation type situation.
Yeah. So polycythemia just means you have an elevation of red blood cells. That's all it means. Your red blood cell count is high.
So you could just be fat and sleep apnea can create that, because I'm both.
Sleep apnea could do it. Yeah. Anything. Sure. Yeah. Like that could cause it. And the fact that Boogie said, we knew that when I was taking TRT, this was a risk of that. That means that risk is to develop secondary polycythemia. That was the risk, and then that is what ended up happening.
So Boogie did mention that in the video, like, oh, like he was going through this treatment and there was a risk that he may develop this disease. But what Destiny is saying is that the risk is for the non-cancer version of the disease. But Boogie's claiming he has the cancer version, but the risk of taking the testosterone or whatever it was, that's not one of the side effects. One of the side effects isn't the cancer version. So Boogie is just, like I said, he can't keep his story straight. He straight up lies. Like, in a situation like this, where it would be very easy to prove he has cancer, he refuses to prove it. So what does that tell you?
Fortunately, but it's not cancer. That was induced because of just a low oxygenation of the blood.
So why explain to me, Destiny, why there are markers, hormone markers in my blood that have tested positively for polycythemia vera? Explain that.
If there was, then you would medical papers, dude.
I'm never showing any of these in my medical papers. Go yourself. I said that 2 years ago, and I'm staying by it now. Destiny Jackson Clark, Keemstar, you can see it when I die. It's my goddamn medical record. I've given you every goddamn phone call. I've given you every text. I've given it. It's never made a single goddamn thing better. I'm not gonna do it. Go yourselves.
You could easily end this right now by just showing
I would rather you continue to LARP. I would rather you continue to LARP than to have the last goddamn thing. The last goddamn thing.
You're the one accused of LARPing.
The fucking security I have in the world.
You're the one being accused of LARPing.
The easy thing here is if there are blood markers.
So this right here is a very common tactic of liars. Like, when caught in a lie, they'll say things like, oh, I would rather you, oh, just go ahead and believe it then. Go ahead and believe that I'm this horrible person. I'm not going to prove it to you. If you think I'm this horrible person, then go ahead and continue believing that. I don't need to prove anything. Like, and it's just such a dumb tactic, because Boogie is the kind of person that he's constantly trying, like, he constantly puts out every personal aspect of his life he puts out there. Like, he has a documentary where he lists all his medical conditions in the documentary. He talks about his finances all the time. Like, people were like going around saying his girlfriend was underage. And do you know how he proved that she wasn't underage? He sent pictures of her license to like random people on the internet to prove that she wasn't underage. Like, this man has no problem protecting this guy will say, oh, I want to protect my privacy, but he has no problem violating his girlfriend's privacy. Like sharing her license, how is that not a violation of her privacy, Boogie? And do you care more about your privacy than hers? Like I said, this guy is just a terrible person.
That definitively confirm polycythemia vera as a blood cancer, then why are they doing a biopsy?
Because I'm insisting on it, because I'm hoping they're wrong.
To summarize, Jesse, you're basically saying he's kind of unlucky he doesn't have cancer.
I mean, for this particular case, yeah. If Boogie can confirm, that he has polycythemia vera, and he actually has like a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer, I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
All right, you heard it here. The Destiny offered $5,000 for proof that he has cancer, and Boogie's like, go F yourself. Like this right here. Remember, the whole reason Boogie did the crypto scam, he got paid $10,000 for that crypto scam, was because he desperately needed the money to fight his cancer. Now, Destiny's offering him an additional $5,000 to help fight that cancer that Boogie has, and all he has to do is show proof that he has this cancer. And Boogie's just like, oh no, go after yourself. Boogie, like you took $10,000 for this cancer, to fight this cancer. Why can't you take another $5,000 just to prove that you have the cancer? Like it makes no sense. This man is just caught in a lie. Like I'm trying to justify what he's saying as if he's telling the truth, and it doesn't make sense. Like you just know he's lying.
Hey, you need the money.
You're not seeing my medical records for 20, not for 50. You're not seeing my medical records.
$5,000.
I said this.
I said this to see the medical records.
I just want people to remember in the future then, when Boogie says, I have to do XYZ scam to raise money because my medical bills are hurting so much, he can speak publicly about his medical issues to scam his fans to raise money, but he can't take $5,000 to privately confirm a diagnosis that he already publicly said he has. Doesn't make any sense, but
even I have a even I have a.
What's the limit though?
It's a bad.
I understand that he, there's a big history of people, I guess, scamming.
Boogie's like, oh, even I have a limit. Like there is like Boogie's trying to act like, oh, I'm this honorable man and I don't like sharing this personal information would somehow breach my morals or something. Like Boogie, you've like it would make sense if there's something on the paper that you don't want people to find out, but this is the complete opposite situation. There's something on the paper that is proving that you're telling the truth. Why wouldn't you want people to know that? Like it makes no sense.
People with cancer, and it's like the worst of the worst. Sure. And you're getting confronted with that right now, and your response to that is
Go ahead.
I'm not going ahead. I'm just I'm explaining to you.
All right, I don't.
I'm not going ahead with anything.
Yeah, the reason he's saying go ahead, run with the story, is because he can't prove that he has this thing. That we all understand that. He's like, he can't prove it. So like the other weird thing is Boogie, like let's just say that Boogie's telling the truth and he actually does have it, but he doesn't want to show it. Like the thing is Boogie's acting exactly how I would expect him to act if he was lying. So like if somebody was caught faking cancer, what would they do? They would, probably quit their job, delete their social media, like, be ashamed, embarrassed. Guess what Boogie's about to do? He's about to delete his social media. He's about to quit being on the podcast. Like, are those the actions of someone who is innocent? Is it?
He's speaking to you very politely.
Saying run with the story. I don't care.
Why we're in this situation is just that
why are you being so
people view this as one of the lowest things,
if
right?
you 100% believe you have polycythemia vera, why aren't you just trying to disprove that other than them making you look like you're
because 2 years ago,
cancer for
because
donation?
2 years ago, I'd rather that than the
why would you rather that? That's so stupid.
This is the last thing I have is my medical records.
All right, do you care about
if I hand this over, I've given over literally.
They're not even asking him to hand over his medical records. They're asking just for some type of proof that he has this disease.
Literally every goddamn thing.
What if you give it directly to Destiny himself?
And the other thing is they're not even asking him to post his medical records online. They're asking him to privately confirm with one of these people on the podcast whether he has this thing or not. And like these people he claims are his friends. So it should be like no problem. Like, okay, here, man, just don't share this. But like here, I'm going to send you a screenshot and you can go ahead and tell them and tell the internet. But no, he's refusing to because the screenshot doesn't exist. It's as simple as that.
He's not going to put your fucking medical.
All right, listen, Boogie. Look, you got to understand this. All right. Tomorrow, the biggest story in the world is going to be Boogie2988 lied about his cancer.
Good. Let him go.
Okay.
Good,
and then at some point, you're going to bring out the medical papers and you're going to prove that you do have cancer. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying.
No. 0% chance.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen. And then it's going to be too late because everyone's going to think you lied about it.
I ain't never going to do it.
Then you lied.
Never.
Then you
Go
lied.
right ahead.
Why the fuck would you lie about that?
I didn't. I'm telling you the same thing I told Jackson Clark 2 years ago. Go off. It's my medical records. Go
lied.
Once again, they're not asking him to post his medical records online. They're asking him to send a screenshot of like his medical web portal or whatever, just like the page where it shows his diagnostics, like, or diagnosis. My bad. They just want to see a list of his illnesses. That's all. And he can censor like all the stuff he doesn't want us to know. We just want proof that he has this disease.
You share every aspect of your life. Bro, Boogie, you shared that you fucked hookers. You've done all this embarrassing stuff. You're lying.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This guy, he's saying that is for his privacy, but like you can Google naked pictures of this guy. Like this guy, there is no privacy. Like he put his entire life online, so like he can't just turn around and then say, "Oh, well, this is privacy."
There's plenty of things I haven't shared. There's plenty of things I haven't shared.
And now look, he contradicts himself again. First he says, "Oh, these medical records are the last privacy I have in my life," and now he's saying, "Oh, well, there's plenty of things in my life that I haven't shared." Well, which is it, Boogie?
Go right ahead. Prim, what you got to prim?
Oh, this is actually so sad, Boogie.
By the way, SG, I am paying attention to the chat, and I've noticed you haven't written anything, but I am paying attention. So if you chat, I'll put it up. So
yeah, it is. It is what it is.
This is like horrible.
It is what it is, and it's so funny because I'm looking at my portal right now.
Right there, and that's another thing, a common tactic. Oh, I have the proof right here, like it's right in my hand, but you're not gonna see it because I don't even know why.
Show us.
No.
No way. Dude, you really lied?
Nope. Absolutely not.
Just prove it.
You should turn around and
prove
I mean, I'll scream to the high heavens. Destiny.
Go ahead.
All right, so they bring in this female streamer, and she's about to offer Boogie more money on top of the 5,000 Destiny offered to see his medical record. So let's go ahead and see that.
Yeah, so if you can provide those papers, I will personally fly you out to Florida.
Sure.
Pay for your hotel, or you can stay in my home, and I will take you to Disney.
Nice.
I'd rather have the money to pay for tests and can I get the cash equivalent?
You would rather have the money to pay for tests, Boogie. You would rather have the money, but you turn down the 5,000 from Destiny.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
And she agrees to it.
Cough it up.
All right, so there you have it.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Why would you take this offer and not take the $5,000?
I'm not taking either. I just wanted to know if I could have the cash equivalent.
Oh.
I'll probably not take either, but or both.
Okay. So where's the paperwork?
I'm saying it's not coming.
And why are you on the computer now? Because the phone wouldn't give you it?
Oh, I'm deactivating all my YouTube and Twitter.
Tell me that doesn't scream guilty. Oh, I'm gonna deactivate, my YouTube and Twitter. Yeah, Boogie, you're really proving to us that you have cancer. Like you're definitely acting like an innocent man by scrubbing your presence offline.
No,
I'm good.
So wait, you didn't find it on your phone?
Oh, I'm not going to. And yes, I did.
All right, I saw we have a new chatter. Let's go ahead and bring the chat up. Blood A on Adolin? Who is Tits McGee? I don't know. Who is Tits McGee? You tell me, man.
I found several things that would refer to the treatment plans. I did not find the diagnosis page, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because you don't have to see it.
You didn't find it on the phone.
It is there, but no, I have not finished finding it. No.
Dude, Boogie is such like I could never ever be friends with a man like this. Like, it's just, he contradicts himself every sentence. The guy asked, did you find the page? Boogie says, yes. Then he goes, well, I haven't finished finding it. Boogie, if you haven't finished finding the page, then you didn't find it. So why are you saying you did?
I found several things to confirm it, but I've not found the specific diagnosis page. But it doesn't matter because you'll never see it.
I will bet you, let's just say $5,000 that you're not leaving the internet.
Bet 200,000.
Because you're not leaving the internet. So stop telling people you're leaving the internet because you're not.
Watch me go. Check my YouTube channel about 10 minutes.
So it doesn't matter. You can deactivate it because you're being canceled. Big deal. Whoa, everyone does that. Doesn't mean you're leaving.
I mean, I'll still.
All right, let me pull up the chat real quick. Everything he's doing is what happens when you back a narcissist into a corner. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Boogie is like, he's acting exactly how a person would act if they were lying. So it's just a terrible defense. A terrible defense. Like I said, if you were to if you found out your friend was faking cancer, what would they do? They would probably like delete their social media. They would quit their job. And that's exactly what Boogie's doing. Oh, I'm deleting my Twitter. I'm deleting my YouTube. Boogie, those are the actions of a guilty man. Why would you do that? Like, it makes no sense. Like, even let's say you are telling the truth. Why is this the direction you're taking? Like, oh yeah, I'm telling the truth, but I'm still going to act as if I'm guilty. I meant, who is the girl that was in the middle with the low-cut shirt and big breasts? Oh, that's what you meant by Tits McGee. For a second, I thought like you were talking about like some guy in the chat that I just missed. But yeah, I have no idea who she is. But her name is also Destiny. Like, they introduced her as Destiny. But I'm guessing she's a female Twitch streamer. But yeah, I have no idea who she is.
Probably be active on Facebook.
Yeah, you're going to be on the internet.
So what's going on? I got a DM from Keemstar telling me to check out a clip from.
Okay, so now they bring in another guy into this live stream. His name is, what is it, Medicare? But this guy actually does have cancer, and this guy actually went through the same thing where people accused him of faking his cancer. And do you know what this guy did? He just posted his medical records. Like, it was no big deal. You see how easy it is to prove you have cancer? Like, that's not something, like, I don't know. Boogie's making it out to be like, oh, I have to jump through all these hoops. I would have to jump through all these hoops to prove I don't have cancer. Like, no, you don't, Boogie. You admitted you were staring at the screenshot. It's just a matter of sending it to one of these guys. And you refuse to do that. Like, there's absolutely no reason to do this other than you're guilty.
Destiny. And then I watched the Destiny clip. And it's saying that that Boogie's faking his cancer.
Yep, that seems to be the narrative.
Okay, so why don't you walk me through why Destiny believes you're faking the cancer?
He doesn't know the difference between polycythemia vera and secondary polycythemia, and he thinks that I've gotten confused between the two, and that somehow I'm so stupid as to. I think that's am I missing something there?
You're missing a big portion.
What
Jim, what he's missing is to disprove Destiny's whole claims, and because Destiny made a solid case he didn't have polycythemia vera, all he has to do is show that a diagnosis from a doctor from his patient portal that he has polycythemia vera.
And I'm looking at it right now.
And he refuses to do it.
And Jim, here's my ongoing theory. I think he was diagnosed with this disease or whatever, the non-cancer type. And he rushed to the internet, which he already confirmed. As soon as he was told he had this, he ran and made a video and then found out it's the non-cancer one after he already told the internet he had cancer. Because that's what Destiny really hit him on. That Boogie has a certain disease that's not cancer. Now, there's a similar name one that is.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with Keemstar here. Like, Keemstar's trying to find like the most like the guilt-free explanation to why Boogie did what he did. But here's the thing. There is no guilt-free version. Boogie is a terrible person. He knows exactly what he's doing. If he knows whether or not he has this cancer, and he still chose to come online, tell people he had it, and then try to get money from sympathy. That's the problem. He tried to get money from people. Nobody cares whether or not he has cancer, but the fact that he's been using it to try to get money from his fans. So it's only reasonable that people would ask him, okay, well, we don't mind giving you money, but just prove you have the disease that you're claiming you have. That's it, man. Like, if you weren't taking money from people, nobody would care. You would be entitled to your privacy. Like, the fact that you're taking money from people, that's the problem, man. You're a horrible person.
And Boogie, all he has to do is prove it. He's got the paperwork right in front of him. All he has to do is show the internet that he actually does have this, and he refuses to do it.
Well, and here's the thing, because I did a what do you got, Gabe?
Some ordinary gamers is offering $50,000.
Make it 200. Make it 1 million.
All right, so some ordinary gamers, who's another YouTuber, texted Keemstar that he would offer $50,000 for Boogie to prove that he has this disease. 50,000 plus the 5,000 that Destiny offered, plus the 5,000 that Keemstar offered, plus the Disney trip that the girl offered. Like, this guy is obviously faking it. If you the reason you said you did the crypto scam was because you were desperate for money. Now you have like $60,000 on the table and you're no longer desperate for money. The only reason you would turn down that amount of money is if you can't prove you have the disease. We all understand that.
Okay, you know, no, this is where I tap out. Come on, come the fuck
Make
on.
it 1 million.
You're in a money. Okay, I don't get this.
No, my money situation resolved itself real quick tonight. Don't you worry. It resolved itself real quick.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to understand here is, I'm going through. I'm still taking you at your word. I'm going through something similar.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing I'm focused on is making money from my wife.
Yep.
Like I know I'm.
Yep.
That's the only thing I give a. That's you know, selling. Dancing like a minstrel.
I am married. I am married.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you hear him? I ain't married. I ain't married. Wow, Boogie, you really are the worst type of person. Like, talk about, like, he doesn't care about leaving his girlfriend anything after he passes. Like, this is the most greediest, selfish person on the internet. He only cares about himself.
If you're worried about leaving an nest egg and you got some guy offering 50K and teams offering 50, so your money.
You hear him? Oh, you want to leave a nest egg? I'm not. I hope Boogie's girlfriend hears this. She might be too young to comprehend what's going on, but one day, 10 years from now, she's gonna understand. When she's 25, she's gonna understand.
Issues are completely resolved magically tonight.
Yes.
Just magically out of your ass.
I certainly would not have shown Destiny. I would have probably stood on my principles. Yeah.
So now they brought another. This live stream was just like an all stars of all the YouTubers. Like every YouTuber, like Turkey Tom. What are some of the other ones? Some ordinary gamers. Like they all came through this chat.
Your principles. What principles do you have? You just scammed your fans for $10,000.
Yeah, and that is different from tweeting on my medical records and showing my medical records. And
the man just admitted to scamming his fans. And the man admitted that it's different than showing his medical records. Like, he's acting like the scamming the fan part is okay and the showing the medical records is like some wrong thing to do, when in actuality it's the opposite. The scamming the fan thing is the morally wrong thing, and the sharing the documents is actually the right thing to do.
The Twilight Zone? Is this, what am I? It's just, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well, you guys have a great night.
All right, and that was the the live stream where they confronted Boogie. Let's go ahead and see what the chat is saying. Her name was Destiny too. That's hilarious. You see how condescending he's being? People like this really think they're getting over on people when everyone knows they're lying and they just can't come clean because their egos are too wounded. Yeah, like, well, the thing is, it's like the continuing to lie about it, I feel like it's worse than just coming clean. Like, if he comes clean, yeah, he's gonna get a lot of backlash, but I guarantee you he'll still be allowed to continue like podcasting with those guys. He'll still get his $2,000 a month, which goes to his mortgage. Like, he'll be fine. But instead, he's claiming that he's gonna never come back to the internet, and as of right now, he still has not come back. Keemstar tried to give him a soft landing multiple times because he wanted to help, and Boogie is just a scumbucket. He doesn't care about embarrassing his girlfriend, but he just said he wanted to get the biopsy done because he wanted to spend the rest of his life with his girlfriend. He just says whatever, whenever. Yeah, that's the thing I hate the most about Boogie. He will contradict himself in like the same sentence. He'll like say something and then contradict himself the second sentence. Like, it's crazy. I've never seen a liar like this. Like, it's just somebody you can never trust. Like I said, I could never have a friend like that. Just someone who, like, even if he's telling the truth, you wouldn't know. Like, you can't tell where the lie starts and where the truth begins. Like, it's just constant lying. Yo, I'm driving a nail into my desk and my nuts right now. Empty Hero. I'm glad to see some newcomers in the chat, like Empty Hero, Blood Aeon. Like, how do you say your name? Blood Aeon Adeline. But it's good to see some new chatters in the chat. All right. Well, we're gonna call it an end for that story, and I just want to pull up one last thing before we end the show. Let me see if I can get this up.
Introducing the Late Night Show with your host Cuddy Bino. Live streamed every Sunday night at midnight. Search Cuddy Bino on YouTube to catch the first episode.